This is the Wordlife Show, hosted by Krazy on Ujima 98 FM, Tuesdays 8 till 10.
Ujima Radio.
Easy. Right, okay, so, big up all the regular listeners. If you don't know already, this is the Wordlife Show. Cheers. And that was my movie voice. Well practiced. Yeah. Right, so this is a bit of unusual territory. Can you just check the mic for me, please, good sir?
Is that working? Can you hear me?
It's marvellous.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. Right, okay, so... Okay, as I was just saying before the adverts, I am currently joined by what I would say is probably, or at least my favourite, I would say, I think it's fair, the UK's #1 hip-hop journalist.
Alright, well, I'll take that for now. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Bruv, I'll let you fight off all the other journalists in a bit, honestly. Like that. As I was saying, yeah, I will get Billy Wiz on anyone that says differently from that, because I think that's the truth, whatever.
Well, thank you very much, man. It's very kind of you.
Bruv, you've been putting in work, and it's not just like, you know, there's a lot of journalists that will write from behind the computers, and you never see them at an event. You know what I mean? And they act like they know because they've seen the CD cover or something like that. You're at every event with me, bruv. Like, every time I go out to an event, I see you there.
Yeah, no, it's true, man. I try to get out as much as possible, soak up the atmosphere, see who's doing what. It's otherwise I'm never going to keep on top of everything, man. There's so much going on at the moment that you've got to be about. Otherwise, yeah, you just lose track of it all. So yeah.
Fair play to your liver and kidneys. Like, Margie, honestly. Now, on the real, bruv, boss, I think that's it. To be able to tell people about anything, you have to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? And you have to be able to go there and see, how can you chat about someone's a good performer if you haven't seen them perform?
Exactly. I mean, I have come across a few journalists in my time who don't have a clue what they're talking about, and it becomes very obvious from the start, and it's just embarrassing.
Long words, man. For the point of long words.
Well, yeah, and just like generic phrasing stuff, and it's like, I'm a fan first, that's why I started doing this, and so I think that's what comes across in my writing, and that's hopefully what's getting me to where I am today. So yeah. Okay.
Right, well, let's do a little briefing. So, yeah, I've not really done... So, to introduce you properly, Gingerslim, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, man.
That's your handle, but that's your blogspot name or your blog name?
Yeah, my blog name, it's sort of become my writing name now. Yeah. Or Tim, if you just want to...
Well, no, because as much as you've got that on Facebook, you do a little bit through Facebook, don't you? But you've got your Instagram, you've got your Twitter, you've got the blog, you've got everything like that. So I didn't just want to bait you off, Mr. Tim Fish.
No, that's fine.
Gee, now honestly, now when you're a journalist, you might sign things off like that anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah, but Gingerslim handle stuck around. I mean, would you care to let us know where it come from? Is it just slightly because...
literally because I'm slim and ginger. That was the only reason I came up with it, and then it stuck from there, and that was years ago now. It's about 10 years ago, so yeah. Bruv,
it's
just stuck.
It works. You know, like you're ginger and you're slim. I mean, yeah, not unhealthily slim.
No, thank you.
You know, like a slim. Why am I...
just leave it. Just move on, man.
Yeah. But no, on the real, bro.
It's my dietary requirements.
Yeah, man. You eating good, fam?
Yeah, I'm alright, man.
You eating well, yeah? It's paying you right. You're not on those ramen noodles and that from that, yeah?
No.
My G. All right. Well, you're always welcome at the studio if it does get time. You see what I'm cooking up here. But, bruv, now, honestly, it's a blessing you have in the house. I think that there's a lot of people that wanted to see, like, that you get an interview. I think people are happy for it, you know what I mean? And they're like, about time. Whereas you look a bit confused because you might be asking the questions.
Exactly. It's a bit of a turnaround, but I'm enjoying it, man, and it's quite nice to be on this side of the mic for a change.
Bruv, I think it's well deserved. You're doing a lot for people like that. I think the problem that this city has, at least, is we don't have much of an infrastructure for music and things like that, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, everyone wants to be a DJ or an MC. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you don't want to be DJ or MC.
That's why I started writing, man, because I was terrible at rapping. That's the only reason I started doing it, because I loved hip-hop, always have done, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I couldn't rap, so I was like, right,
is that what it was?
Can I do?
Was going to ask it. You pretty much answered my next question. That was it. You phoned me so much. Right, okay, so basically, you did start rapping though, yeah? You did start rapping?
No. I tried rapping, like just at home, you know, in my room, but I was never gonna go anywhere. Man.
You didn't get in the studio?
No, never.
There's no Gingerslim Shady.
You can go digging as much as you want, but no, there's Gingerslim Shady. I like that one, man.
Yeah. That wasn't pre-planned. I'm still awake slightly. Nah, bruv. You know, I'm saddened by that because I think someone with as much love and passion for it, I would probably listen to your music.
Well, I mean, it's not that I didn't want to do it. It's just I was rubbish at it.
Mate, if you suck, then don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying. I'm not telling a plumber to make me a wardrobe. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, now on the real, I think it's a beautiful thing that the scene's got something like yourself who's actually doing it, because you do the Blah Records blog.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. How did that come about?
I'd had close involvement with Blah over the years. I've been supporting their music for a number of years. Me and Lee did quite an in-depth interview a few years back over the phone, which was like the first time we spoke properly. And we've both sort of got a common love for quite niche, old school US hip hop from like the Def Jux era.
Yeah.
So we sort of bonded over that, and then a few months ago, Salah from the label messaged me and was like, "Do you want to take over the blog?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, makes sense to me."
I think, yeah, as a career move for you and for them, wise move.
Well,
I
yeah,
think,
exactly.
You know?
I mean,
they got a lot. I mean, there's a lot of members in their team, isn't there? Jeez.
There's a lot of members in their team. There's a lot of stuff going on generally. They've always got their merch coming out. They've got all their offshoots like the 616 stuff.
I see
Colt
you're
Mountain,
wearing the
repping
616
it tonight.
Colt Mountain,
All the Devil Gang stuff. So there's a lot to cover. And yeah, I've got a lot of respect for a lot of labels in the country, but Blah has always been my favourite. I don't know what it is about them. It's just there.
Bruv,
yeah.
I'm kind of with you there. Now, I love High Focus. I love everyone else who does bits. Don't get it twisted. But there's something... I'd hate to use the word culty. You know?
No, but it is
it's
like
that cult kind of, yeah.
Like I went to, they played in Bristol recently, they did Macabre Brothers show, which is Lee and Milcavelli.
I'm so annoyed I missed that, man.
Honestly, man, it was like a religious experience. I've been to shows before, and I normally know the words to the bars, but I was in the middle of the crowd, and literally every single person in that crowd knew every single word to every single song.
Wow.
It was madness, and normally that sort of stuff annoys me. But I was just like, this is crazy.
Blown away by it. Yeah.
So it's good to see, man.
Yeah, I'd seen I can't remember where I was, but I remember I seen some kiddies going on to their dads about buying Colt Mountain stuff like that, and he literally stormed out of a food place, smashed his plate up and everything, and it was like, whoa, get that guy Colt Mountain top.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I've had boys offer me 70 quid for this on a night out.
It's mental
for this top here. Yeah.
Honestly, whatever they're doing it right.
I know.
We need
man.
to figure that out.
I know.
And I'll chuck you some money under the desk. and we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll reconvene. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they're doing bits, brother. And I think having you on board is only going to make that stronger, man.
Well, thank you, man.
You know,
Thank
you can articulate a piece very well.
It's helping both of us, I think.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a great team to be a part of, and that'll only make it bigger and better, which is good. You've also got your own personal one.
Yeah, that's right. Gingerslim. It's like a WordPress blog. It's fairly simple, but it's quite built up now. I've been doing it for 7 or 8 years, I think. And pretty much every single word on there is written by me.
Can you still go back to all of the old content?
Yeah, it goes all the way back, man. Everything's tagged, so you've got a search bar as well, so you just type in whatever you want to listen to.
Because I've done a WordPress once and I couldn't figure it out. So you're good at the tech side of things as well, thank goodness.
Well, I'm good at that tech side of it. Good, I think if I went beyond that, I might be a bit lost. But yeah, that served me well, man.
Yeah, man. No, bruv, it's a great read, and there's so many different pieces on there. I mean, you've done like writing for so many different artists, man, all over the LP.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Atmosphere, things like that.
Yeah, I've got to say, shout out to Grown Up Rap as well, which is grownuprap.com, which is a website written, owned by a guy who used to work for Hip Hop Connection back in the day, and he started this site which was supposed to focus on the more mature side of hip hop, hence the name.
Yeah.
And he got me involved a few years ago, and that's where I've done all my big interviews. So Farrah Monch, Evidence, OC, Master Ace, people like proper legends, man. Yeah. That's still to come. That's still to be published.
That's why I didn't know about that. Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, so that's been a real good opportunity for me, and I'm very thankful for that because it's got me a lot of recognition and stuff, and that's one of my favourites.
Did you ask Master Ace what he feels about Eminem biting his whole style?
I didn't, man. I didn't. But I think they're friends now, as far as I know. Because I
he's gave him a lot of props, isn't he?
Yeah, you say biting. I call it more of an inspiration or like a homage to him. There are a lot of similarities, but I think M made it his own.
Yeah, no, don't get twisted. M's his own entity, and he's great, and he's done what he's done. I'm not. This one.
But there are songs when you hear both of them, and you're like, whoa,
it's the same thing. Yeah. Like on some of them early tracks. You know? Exactly. I mean, when he was clearly inspired.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what it was. It was inspiration rather than like I'm just going to jack his whole style.
Yeah. It wasn't completely just jacking him, but yeah. So you avoided that.
No, but we did speak about his because he's got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis like a few years ago.
Oh wow!
And somehow he's managed to just continue as he always did, man, which is remarkable. Like, he changed his whole diet, changed his whole exercise regime, and he's literally, touch wood, just carried on the same. And that's been like 11 years now or something like that. He suffered it for, so yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, he kept it quiet for a long, long time. He didn't tell his
It's
fans.
got to be a weird thing to come out in public with when you're a rapper of that caliber, I guess, as well.
I guess it instantly labels you, and because it's like a disease that sort of deteriorates you. People are going to think. People are going to think, "Is he all right? Is he all right?" But he's doing really good, man. Like he's just released an album. He's got an album coming. He released one last year, Marco Polo. He's still doing his bit, still touring.
I'm still listening.
Yeah. Fair play to him, man.
I mean, it goes to show what eating good, diet, and a bit of exercise can do.
It really does. He really does. That's what he swears by. Yeah.
Honestly, I agree. I'm, I don't want to go into it too much, but I had a few months off. I got a bit chubbier, podgier. And man, just eating good and getting down the gym. Honestly, I feel like a different person again.
It helps everything, my mental health, physical health.
There's a lot of problems with mental health at the moment as well. So it's a real serious thing, isn't it? So basically, eat some burgers, get down the gym, work off the burgers, and then smile whilst you order some more burgers.
Yeah.
We're getting there, right? Now, bruv, I mean, with you, I could go into these interviews and ask individual questions about a lot of them because these are a lot of rappers that I've grown up on and stuff like that. What was for you the pinnacle moment? Because I know you said about Fairmont brought a tear to his eye or something like that.
Yeah, man. We did the interview when he came to Bristol last year at his hotel in. He was staying in Bedminster for some reason, like just by the bridge. I don't know why they put him up there, but yeah.
Was it Bam 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 that booked him by any chance?
It may well have been. Have been.
Yes. Corporate promoters.
Yeah. There you go. We did the interview, and he was really struggling with his voice because he has really bad asthma, and he was like he was halfway through his tour, and his voice was almost gone. So he was supposed to do it on the night of the gig, and he was like, "I can't do it, man, I can't do it." And then I thought it was over, and then he rang me the next day, and I was at my day job, and my boss was like, "Luckily, he's a hip hop. He's a hip hop fan of hip hop," and he was like, "Go, don't look back." Thank you, man.
Big up Steve's.
Don't look back.
Exactly. So I went down to his hotel, and we did the interview. And I've been a fan of his since I was like 15, man. Like since he organised Confusion Days, so I went right back through all that, came back to now.
You touch bases that interviewers don't touch.
Exactly.
You know about him.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and when it came to be published, he shared it on Twitter, and he was like, "Yo, man, that interview brought a tear to my eye," and I was like, "Wow, man, that's a big co-sign for me, man." Like,
I mean, geez, I mean, I think just him putting out that's fantastic. But also the feeling that Master gave you to know that like you've written a piece that the artist was feeling himself that much. You know what I mean?
Because it's one thing for me to be able to sit down with my heroes and ask them the questions I've always wanted to ask them. That's like a dream. If I go back and tell my teenage self that, I'd be like freaking out. Yeah. But then for them to have that reaction too. Then that's just perfect.
To have done it justice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what puts you different from a lot of the other writers I've seen. You know what I mean? It's more just content. It's just trying to get content. Whereas you actually put a lot of thought into it. I even noticed that just with your Facebook statuses, man. You got good writing.
I like to write, man. I like to get my point across in a way that's succinct and just.
So, I mean, bruv, I haven't got that long of an interview left. I'm going to keep you on the show for the rest of the time. I mean, what's in the future? What should we be watching out for, man?
I've just done a piece for a new magazine. It's starting in Bath, which is like 5 artists to watch out for in the Southwest, or 5 artists that are around in the Southwest already. And that's in print as well, which is quite a rare thing nowadays. So, that's coming out soon.
So you've got keepsakes for once.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously more interviews coming up. And just more stuff coming, hopefully.
Right, okay, so basically, just for the audience, can you read out how they can access your blog spot?
Yeah, my blog, the address is gingerslim.wordpress.com, and then you can also find a lot of my stuff on grownuprap.com as well. Yeah. Those are the 2 main ones. But
basically type Gingerslim.
If you type Gingerslim into Google, then you'll just find all my stuff. Apart from some 15-year-old rapper from Texas who's also called Gingerslim and gets annoyed because I've got more fans than him on everything. I'm older than you, bruv. I don't give a shit.
Shots.
No. I'd get angry if it was the name more. All right, okay, so we got to go Texas, yeah? And get some headlocks put on. How old is this kiddie?
15, 16.
Oh, right.
Can't go too hard on him, man.
But they do questionable stuff with agents.
Actually, he's probably got a gun, to be fair, so let's not go too far.
This is fair, actually,
He's probably got about 8, so it's not,
Big up all the Texas listeners if you're locked in right now. It's not a hatred thing, but don't mess with Gingerslim, alright? I'm on the real, bruv. It's been an honour having you through.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I've got to have you back in at another time, and when you got stuff popping, we'll get you back in another time.
I appreciate
it's a pleasure talking to you both, and I know what you're doing out for the scene, and if I can do anything to support that, I'll shout.
Yeah, you've always been there, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's what we're doing, my mucker. My G, come on, hey.